Good day, brothers and sisters in Christ. I welcome you to our Sunday reflection for the third Sunday of Easter, Year A. The theme of our reflection is Encountering the Lord in Ordinary Situations. But their eyes were kept from recognizing him. Luke chapter 24, verse 16. What keeps us from experiencing the risen Lord? Orville Gardner was reputed to be one of New York's most notorious residents. He trained prize fighters, and his companions were equally hardened. His reputation earned him the nickname Awful Gardner. However, he had a son he dearly loved. Unfortunately, the boy drowned. A short time after his son's death, Orville was standing at a bar in a New York saloon, surrounded by some of his rough companions. It was a hot night, so he stepped outside for some fresh air. As he stood there, he looked up at the sky. A bright star was shining down on him. Looking at the star, he said to himself, "I wonder where my little boy is tonight." Just as quickly, the thought came to him, wherever he is, you will never see him again unless you change your life. That got his attention. We are often fascinated by extraordinary conversion stories like Orville's. But most of us encounter the risen Jesus so ordinarily that there is no story to tell. Among all the resurrection appearances of Jesus, the journey to Emmaus is the one we can most easily relate to because it is ordinary and sounds like our story. The two disciples of Jesus do not appear anywhere else in the gospel. We do not hear about them before or after this incident. We know the name of only one of them, Cleopas. Our lack of knowledge about them is an important detail. It means they represent us. The risen Christ is near to all of us because we are all important to him. As St. Peter states in the second reading, we are all ransomed by his very blood. These two disciples, whom the Lord accompanied, were traveling along an ordinary route to a small village a few miles from Jerusalem, accompanied by a stranger. This teaches us that the risen Christ can join us wherever we are, at any point on the route of life, regardless of our age, occupation, or personal situation. What keeps us from encountering the risen Lord is our obsession with the miraculous. We prefer extraordinary experiences. We have much to learn from the two disciples. They did not see the empty tomb and did not believe the reports about it. Their way of coming to know Jesus was in the breaking of the bread or the Mass, an event that seems ordinary and that we take for granted. Like them, we do not have visions. We do not see the nail prints or hear Jesus call our name as Mary Magdalene did. We also remain dissatisfied with our ordinary situations, focusing on our disappointments and problems, and on our preoccupation of how things should be. Though unlike them, we travel from Jerusalem to Emmaus and back, for that is what we do at Mass, yet we do not experience the Lord's presence. The price of recognizing Jesus is always the same. Our ideas about God and life must be replaced by his vision of reality. When we let go of our private, limited vision, our prepackaged values, and our preconceived ideas, the risen Lord is revealed in the most ordinary circumstances. We need the virtue of simplicity to encounter the risen Lord. Brother Lawrence, the 17th century monk, captured this virtue in his book, The Practice of the Presence of God. He maintained, and I quote, that the Lord does not ask much of us, merely a thought of Him from time to time, a little act of adoration, sometimes to ask for His grace, sometimes to offer Him your sufferings, at other times to thank Him for the graces, past and present, He has bestowed on you, in the midst of your troubles, to take solace in Him as often as you can. Lift up your heart to Him during your meals and in company. The least little remembrance will always be the most pleasing to Him. One need not cry out very loudly. He's nearer to us than we think. End of quote. The disciples on the road invited Jesus to come and stay with them. It is no use saying God is present unless we are willing to invest a portion of our time in inviting Him to be with us. We must find explicit ways of being with Him. So this week, I challenge you to do the following. We are halfway through our celebration of the Mass. Challenge yourself to be more attentive to Jesus in the liturgy of the Eucharist. Secondly, is there a fire burning in your heart? Words of forgiveness not spoken, a lie not confessed, or encouragement not offered? Find a way to express it this week. Have a blessed week.